I'm going to buy these bags. And so that was exciting for me because it was just a dream and I was testing the market and I wasn't sure how it was going to work, but to have the support of my sisters was a huge blessing.
This is Blair Durham with Black Wall Street Today, your media hub for all things Black entrepreneurship, politics, news, and events in Hampton Roads and beyond.
Hey, would you like to be a guest on Black Wall Street Today with Blair Durham? The link is in the show notes.
And now, here's your host, Blair Durham.
Greetings.
Welcome back. It's the 123rd edition of Black Wall Street Today with Blair Durham. Excited now to share with Dr. Narketta Sparkman-Key. She's an associate professor and director of faculty diversity and retention at Old Dominion University. She's also the founder and owner of Belinda B, a line of vegan handbags designed to support the fashion and lifestyle of women on the go, while also empowering them to boss up in their life as well as in their careers. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you, Blair, for having me. I am well. I'm excited to be here.
I know. I'm delighted to have you. I've been reading about you. I happened to open up my newspaper and this beautiful story about the work that you've been doing. So I said, I got to get connected.
I appreciate it. I've heard so much about the show, and just before you messaged me, others were talking about all the episodes and stuff. So I'm excited to be here.
Super cool. Glad to have you. So you are an entrepreneur. You got the dual career piece happening. I definitely want to talk about that. I know that, many of us kind of go that route. We excel in our careers and we have a side hustle that becomes something that we're passionate about as well. I would love to hear just kind of your story a bit if you want to share that.
Yes, I am a firm believer in following your dreams. And so for me, I became a professor. I was a single mom, and I always had this dream of making handbags. Even as a little kid, I used to draw them, color them. Then I became obsessed with them and started collecting them, and closets start getting full with handbags. But I just never thought that actually designing a handbag would ever be a reality. Like, I didn't know how to go about doing it. I didn't think I can do it. And then you sit in the pandemic and you start to think about all those dreams you left behind and how you can actually execute them. And that's what I did. I spent my summer while other people probably were in the home because we couldn't do all the things that we would normally do. I spent my summer researching one of my dreams, what I wanted to do and how I could actually make it happen. And so that's how I came about with designing these bags. And I always thought of the people who have poured into me, like my aunt and my grandmother who are now deceased, and how can I honor them? And so I called it Belinda B after them. And how I could actually align this line of bags with my own identity. And I promote women, I promote entrepreneurship, supporting women. I do a lot of community work with women. So I needed a line of bags that wasn't just, some handbags. They had to be something that was going to inspire us to get to the next level, that was going to support us while we're on that journey.
And they are beautiful.
Thank you.
Congrats to you. I know folks have been applying lots of pressure through the pandemic. If you haven't started a business, gotten on TikTok and, purchased a new home and since the start of the pandemic, then you've wasted your time. And sometimes I get it, I try not to put too much pressure on myself, but I really appreciate you delivered on this.
Thank you.
From concept to execution, this is so exciting. And they're absolutely gorgeous. I want, because I, done my research to see the 3 different sizes, the 3 different colors. I'm kind of like, okay, where do I start? Beautiful bag. Why vegan leather? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I said I'm going to make it difficult for you soon because I'm launching some new colors and another bag style.
Nice.
I think vegan leather.
Go ahead.
Vegan leather was very important. It was important in cost because I'm always thinking about how I can make it affordable for women. And it was also important in not harming animals, not worrying about, because any product that is dealing with animal skin or anything like that, it becomes more costly. But we also have to think about, our environment and are we harming animals and things like that. And so that's the reason why I went the vegan leather route. And the vegan leather route, it's some really cool stuff. And if you actually look at some of the major designers, they using vegan leather. You don't really know because they're a major designer, but they are actually tapping into the vegan leather market.
Wow. Okay, so we got the bags done, but that's not all you're doing on the entrepreneurship front, right? Talk to us about kind of the journals, the coaching, the consulting, the whole Dr. Key brand. Who is it? What is it? Who is it for, right?
So I think over the last 10 years, I have been really sort of building my expertise in different areas. And after we get to a certain point, we start to think about, how can I package this? How can I don't have to just be a professor. Like, I'm more than that, right? And how do I package this so that others know that I am much more than that? And so I started to, okay, people are asking me to do these things for them as if they are free, but the time away from my family is not free. It costs for me to be away from my family. There's a cost for me to put these things together. And so I started to, maybe a couple years ago, just kind of build my identity, build my brand. And every year I kind of level up on what that is. And so that's how I got into like the consulting. That's how I got into the coaching. Everything I do is always about empowerment of women.
Yeah.
Supporting them, helping them navigate to get into the next level in their careers. And so that's how I got into this. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think we are multifaceted as human beings, right? And definitely as Black women, we start to develop new skill sets as we grow through our careers. And you're so right. People always, people pull on us. They want what we have to offer, to grow their brand. And so we have to figure out, I'm just in agreement with you that we need to figure out what that package looks like so that we can offer our best to the world around us.
And I want to say, I am a firm believer in career ownership. Like, that is what I preach. My career does not have to look like the typical. Yeah, it does not have to look like the typical professor's career. It does not have to look like, just a typical person's career. Like, I can own it and it can be what I want it to be, right? And that's what I promote. That's what I teach women about, is owning their own career, identifying what does that look like for you? And does it have to look like this one-track thing that maybe you had in mind? Like, what are your passions? What are your dreams? What are those things you decided maybe I can't do that? Because you can own that. And I have to be honest, as a Black individual, generational wealth is so important for us. We don't have that. My mom was a single mom. She didn't have that kind of capital and everything to send me to school to do some of these things. And so now I'm thinking about that generational wealth well into my 40s, right? How do I kind of lay the foundation so that my children can be successful? And how do I teach them about generational wealth? And we have to be thinking about all those things. What are all the areas of our identity that we can utilize? What parts of our brain have we not tapped into, right? And how can we tap into those parts? And I think that's what I'm always thinking about. What's the next thing for me? What's the next thing to do? And I know people say, you're always busy, but at the same time, when I think about Oprah, even when she takes a vacation, she's having business meetings on her vacation. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna be Oprah one day, but I know that I can really kind of level up on my career. And at the end of the day, all I can say is I tried, right? Because all of this stuff is about taking risks. And we have to be willing to take the risk, because if we don't take a risk, then we never did anything that really kind of brought us joy,
And it's amazing how much joy and fulfillment we get out of our work too. I was just thinking about that in a conversation I was having before the show. So I know first off, if you just joined us, this is Blair Durham with Black Wall Street Today, talking with Dr. Narketta Sparkman-Key. She's got an amazing line of handbags and so much more than that. I am fascinated by this Dr. Key roundtable, this leadership piece. This is another part that we did not necessarily have as Black women, somewhere really to a platform enabling and empowering our growth on this level. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, I need to sign up. We are an 8-week leadership program where I assume you're providing materials and there's a cohort and you're kind of pulling that out of us. You're talking about identifying leadership styles. Why is that important as business leaders, as entrepreneurs? Like, how does kind of honing this particular part of our skill set translate?
You have to understand what type of leader you are in order to understand where you're lacking, right? It's important that as leaders, we build teams. We need to build teams with not individuals that are like us, but with individuals that bring something to the team that we maybe don't possess, right? With individuals that will help us to grow. We have to really understand our leadership style to understand what won't work for us, right? What type of environments won't work for us? What type of projects wouldn't work for us? Like, okay, you guys can have that because that won't work with my leadership style, right? I'm very much so a collaborative leader, and I like to bring all the other voices in and work together. I don't like to make decisions on my own. So we have to kind of understand who we are so we can sell that back to people. We have to sell ourselves to get to the next level. We have to be able to tell people, this is who I am. This is my leadership style. This is how I do things. And this is why you should hire me to do this for you. But if we don't have any understanding of ourselves, no self-awareness, how can we ever get to that level?
Yeah, self-awareness, right?
Yeah, it's so important.
You know, I can remember, so my undergraduate work was in part in psychology. And I almost feel like on some level, we may have been kind of too young to dive into some of that assessment, right? I think some of that stuff builds over time. You know, I kind of got burnt out on all the different things. I think about who I am now, you know, and I wonder, I need to take a step back and do some evaluating, you know, some of this free time that COVID has given us to say, man, what kind of leader am I? What am I lacking? Really.
How can I grow?
How can I grow? Yeah, what is next?
I'm always looking for ways to grow. Like, I never think that I've arrived there.
Yeah.
And I think I have a growth mindset. So I'm never like, oh, this is Dr. Key. I got it all and I know it all. I'm always like, how can I grow to be, you know, ready for the next level? And I may not even know what the next level is, but I'm always thriving. Stagnant is not something that I'm always thinking about. I'm not thinking about, oh, I got this good job, I'm just gonna stay here. You know, and that was the mentality that people had back in the day from where I'm from. Yes, you know, you got a good job. Yeah. You work that 9 to 5 and you go home and you enjoy your family, you come back, you work that 9 to 5.
And I think times have 30 or 40 years and
you retire and you die. Like, I mean, that's basically the motto. But when have you lived? And I feel like we should be living right now, right? Yeah. As well as, you know, we might be working and things, but we need to be living right now. And living means taking that opportunity to grow, doing that self-assessment. And you meet so much people when you're working on growing and you're seeking out leadership, organizations that will give you like leadership training and stuff like that. You meet so many amazing people around the world that now become a part of your network.
That's what I was going to say, building out that, yeah. Because that's a big part of it too, is the network development, right? Because when you launch that line of handbags, you got to have a market, right?
I sold out of the first design within a couple weeks. And now I'm trying to, you know, get more, but it was based off my network. My network bought those designs, honestly. They were like, oh my God, I'm gonna buy these bags. And so that was exciting for me because it was just a dream and I was testing the market and I wasn't sure how it was gonna work, but to have the support of my sisters was a huge blessing, just a huge blessing.
I bet it was. Wow, really, really cool. So what's next for you? I mean, good grief. Where are we growing from here, Dr. Key? Like,
you know,
what's on the horizon?
I don't know. With the handbags, you know, I'm introducing a new crossbody bag. I'm introducing...
that might be my one right there.
It may be it.
The crossbody, because I think about the little people. It's rare that I'm out without them, and so you kind of need something versatile, but still something large, you know?
Yeah. So that's the next thing I'm introducing, and I'm introducing a couple more colors in the other bags for, summer. Summer colors, people want to be ready. They want a power bag for the summer. And that's the feedback I've been getting. So I'm getting ready to introduce those power colors. And then just in life, I'm growing. I have a PhD, but I've never stopped learning. I'm starting different training programs. I start a women in leadership program very soon because I can't coach people or help people if I haven't tapped into every part of my leadership style that I can tap into. So, I don't know what's next, but I'm preparing for it. That's the thing. I am always preparing for it. My motto is you don't have to get ready if you stay ready. So when they're ready to tap on me, I will be the one that's ready for whatever comes next.
That is so encouraging. Look, I'm sitting here going, okay, I got to figure out how I can stay connected, how I can make sure I'm offering some value so Dr. Key is okay with me being all up in her world. I need to be, latched on to leadership. So really, really cool. I appreciate you coming on the show today.
Thank you. I love talking about this. And any of the followers that want to follow me, feel free to follow me. Yeah, I'm on Instagram. That's my thing. I'm on Facebook too. You'll find me on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. But Instagram is probably the one thing that I have kind of mastered a little bit better than the others. But
I'm still learning. So what's your Instagram handle?
It's The Dr. Key. And you can find me at The Dr. Key on all the social media outlets. TheDrkey.
Oh, The Dr. Key. TheDrkey.
Yes.
All right, Instagram, The Dr. Key, Dr. Narketta Sparkman-Key. This has been great. We got to wrap up. Just a huge thank you again to our sponsors, the COO team, Milestone Mental Health Agency, Apex Financial Group of Virginia, as well as Bank of America, Starbucks, Cox Communication, Centera, and Coca-Cola. Really, really appreciate your support of Black Brand and Black Wall Street today. A huge thank you to Marcus Calabrese, our first guest with Image Capital Group, as well as Dr. Sparkman-Key, again on Instagram, The Dr. Key, TheDrkey. And appreciation to all of you for tuning in to Black Wall Street today, where we're building minds, building connections, and forging the path ahead toward business success in the Black community. Be sure to join us next week, where we'll talk with Samuel Varner from Sam's Financial Corner, as well as Nikki Porcher, who wrote the book Buy from a Black Woman. Save the date for HR RealCon 2021. It is our 5th annual real estate readiness event. Why do we focus on real estate? It's an incredible way to build that wealth portfolio. This year, our event is in partnership with VHCDC. There are pieces on first-time home ownership, commercial real estate, flipping properties, wholesaling properties. Again, a free event. You can register blackbrand.biz.
Hey, this is Seiko, DJ Seiko Varner, but you also know me as your favorite private money broker. So make sure you sign up for HR RealCon 2021. You definitely want to check out the workshops that I'm doing. Wholesaling and private money. Yes, make sure you register for HR RealCon today.
Again, a free event. You can register blackbrand.biz.
Stay locked in.
This show was brought to you by the consulting services of Positive Vibes Incorporated. We do debt restructuring, we help with credit repair, and we put money into the pockets of real estate investors. If you're a real estate investor, get in contact with us. If you need debt restructuring or credit repair, get in contact with us. 757-932-0177, 757-932-0177.
Phenomenal. Stay with us online at Black Wall Street Today on Facebook and Black Wall Street Today on Instagram. And then follow us on Twitter as well at BWS Today. We look forward to talking again next week. Have a wonderful week. I have said and I will continue to say that the most important priority for the Black community is the Black community, not a particular political party. Phenomenal.
Hey, yo, when I say black, you